Are you good to go?
I'm already recording.
Turning around for the intro. Hey, listening to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and NPR. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey!
We got a bumper weekend of wrestling for you this week, but let's take a look. First up, Clash of the Castle, WWE's premium live event. 6 matches announced at time of recording. We're gonna just run them all down. And I guess let's start up with the one at the bottom. Edge and Rey Mysterio teaming up against the Judgment Day. It was not the 6-person tag that we were kind of expecting.
It's not, but at the same time, I'm not surprised either. I see a world where it was either going to be this tag match we got, or it was going to be a 6-person tag.
Yeah, those were the two
involving
options.
Rhea and Beth. In no world, universe otherwise, was Dominic Mysterio going to be in the match.
No, the only way Dominic Mysterio gets in is if, on the day Rey Mysterio gets jumped backstage and injured or something like that. I could see Dom taking his place, but he was never going to be billed as being in the match.
Yeah, and it's more to put him in a position where he feels disrespected by his father. And I think you could see that beginning the show on Monday when they were talking with why Rey chose Edge to be in the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit. We've been sitting around saying it's time for a Dominic character change for a long time, and we thought we were going to get it. We didn't get it. We thought we didn't. We thought we didn't. And now maybe this is the time we're going to finally get it.
Yeah, they've been building and building and building, and I do think there's got to be some sort of payoff to that wishy-washy storyline, and I think it does come Saturday. I think Dominic cost his own father the match.
Mm-hmm. I
think Rey takes the fall here, and I think it will be because Dominic got involved, likely because he got wooed by Rhea.
Look, it's pretty easy to be wooed by Rhea, okay?
Yeah.
Not faulting him here in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see so many different things sprouting off of that, right? Like, you've got Rey versus Dominic. You've still got Edge versus Finn Balor one-on-one. You do have the Beth Rhea stuff to bring in. You could tag Edge and Rey against Dominic and Finn. Like, there's so many different pieces, but if nothing happens this weekend, and this match is just a nice clean win for one of these teams, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Something's got to happen.
Yeah, something's got to happen. I think Dominic joins Judgment Day and becomes a tag team with Damian Priest.
Makes sense.
I think Finn chases after one of the singles titles. Probably the U.S. title, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I think we badly need bodies for the tag team division. And why not see what Damian and Dominic have in terms of their chemistry?
Yeah, their names both start with D's and both have M's and N's in them, so therefore I'm totally fine. That's enough reasoning to put them together.
They would be in the same faction, so they're guaranteed starter for a tag team.
Dunskies. So your official pick on this one is gonna be the Judgment Day with the win after Rey Mysterio gets pinned because of Dominic.
Yes.
Easy. Well then, let's move on to the next match. We got Matt Riddle taking on Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it looks like people are getting their first/last names back.
Everybody's getting more names.
Yeah, Riddle got his first name back, which is I'm fine with. I don't think I ever called him Matt Riddle to begin with, so I was fine with the name shortening. But hey, it is what it is. This has been an insane feud. We were supposed to have had a match at the last pay-per-view. It got called off because of an injury.
And we made it 10 times more personal.
Yeah, we made it more personal, and we have basically had a brawl at basically every possible opportunity between these two. I don't think this is going to be the end of the feud either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this could be one of these are the captains for a Survivor Series team type of feuds. But yeah, I think Riddle goes over here, and then there's I think Extreme Rules in a few weeks. I think the next major pay-per-view.
Scrolling up. It is Extreme Rules, October 8th. Then the event that shall not be named, November 5th. And then Survivor Series, November 26th.
Yeah. I could easily see these two going multiple matches through those 4 events. And ending with a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match.
Yeah, this feud has gotten so personal, so heated, and with so many stakes that there is no way you can end this feud with these two men just going one-on-one in a singles match.
Yeah. So I'm going to cop out, and I'm going to go with nobody wins this
Fair
match.
enough.
I'm going to go with a no contest because they break every rule possible to warrant getting an Extreme Rules match.
Someone uses a weapon for sure.
Yeah. I don't see an outcome in this match. If it is an outcome, it'll be a quick roll up or something on Riddle's part, and then Rollins gets the reason to have another match because he beats the crap out of Riddle. But yeah, this is the beginning of a 3 or 4 match feud.
I'm gonna call my spot. I'm gonna go Matt Riddle hit Seth Rollins with a kendo stick, and that's the finish of the match. We'll see.
I personally, my ending is them just fighting into the crowd and disappearing. they both get counted out or something, or the referee just loses complete control and just says, "Screw it, this match is tossed out."
Fair enough. Well, we do have one 6-person tag team match. It is the woman. Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka teaming up to take on Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky.
The titleless Dakota Kai and Io Sky.
Don't remind me.
Oh man, the internet burned to the ground with that decision. It is what it is. I think it proves the point of just how pointless those titles are. But I think this will be a good match. I think the trio of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky come out on top.
I hope so.
Mostly because they're a more incohesive group, because they have a common goal. Bianca's the champion, and everybody else wants her title, so that's going to be kind of an issue for her team. So I just think at the end of the day, it makes more sense for Bayley, Kai, and Sky to win.
Yeah, I'm definitely on that side. I think after the loss, for sure, where Kai and Sky didn't pick up the titles, which, you know, from a like booking piece and standpoint like that, whatever, it's fine. I just am a big Dakota Kai fan, so I wanted Dakota Kai holding some gold. I do think they have the advantage coming into this match. As you say, Bianca Belair is where the story focus all is. We don't have a Raw Women's Championship match this pay-per-view, obviously, with her being involved in here. We have to heat up and pick her next feud. You know, it could be Bliss or Asuka. If they do something in this match, it could be Bayley. There are bits and pieces here and there. But if Bianca Belair will retain that title, then she might as well take the loss here and let the returning / debuting / call up team come out on top.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think the weakest link of the other team is Alexa Bliss, and I think that's the one that takes the fall.
Okay, we're really calling our shots today.
Yeah, I think I don't really know what they're doing with Bliss, to be honest. But I think it's going to be another case of like a brick on top of brick of trying to rebuild Bliss to something that was away from the Fiend character. And I think maybe we might see her lose it and return the form in the Goddess over the next couple months.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, when I'm looking at those 3 women, I think Bliss is the most likely to be pinned. I don't see Belair taking the fall unless it's something, there was some sort of dirtiness about it that involves Bayley pinning Belair.
That was going to be my pick. I was going to pick Bayley pins Belair.
Yeah. I think that's the only scenario that Bianca takes the fall is directly to Bayley to set up what is obviously coming, a singles match for the title.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Let's stick in the women's division. The SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line. Liv Morgan taking on Shayna Baszler, but we can't forget that Ronda Rousey is lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, although her fate is supposed to be decided on SmackDown this week.
That's true.
So
unfortunately, we don't get to see that before making these predictions. Makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah. I think Liv retains. I think it'll be clean, too. Okay. I don't think it'll be any screwy finish the way we saw with Ronda.
Twice.
Because our girl definitely needs it.
Mm-hmm. She does.
Because if they go a screwy finish, her title reign is going to end in 4 months or less. She will not hold it much longer.
No, you can't have every win continuously via, their shoulder was up, they tapped, it was this, it was that. You need some solid foundational wins in there. Unfortunately, it is Shayna Baszler, but hey, Liv needs the wins if her title reign, as you say, is going to mean anything.
Yeah, because if you're going to just go that route, then you might as well just put Shayna Baszler over here. Because you're not doing Liv or her fans anything good by having her make her look weak with every title defense.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. That one's a little bit more up in the air, so we don't have a lot of in-depth about that one because of Ronda Rousey's involvement possibly being thrown around. But another SmackDown match, and probably the last one before we go to our song, the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Gunther will be defending against, at least my boy, Sheamus.
This will be a war.
Better be.
I'm betting 10 minutes. And I think these two will tear the house down. Gunther will retain.
Boo.
And get a signature win over a former world champion. And Sheamus will show that he can still go with the best of them, even at his advanced age, and further elevate our Intercontinental Champion.
I see your 10 minutes. I raise you 13. And my only request for this match is clean. No Ludwig, no Ridge, no Butch. Just give me these two men going at it, nice and easy. That's all I want.
Yeah, it should be fun. And you want to know another thing? On SmackDown, even though we can't see it, Ludwig Kaiser and Butch are having a match. That should be a fun match.
Yeah, another two great talents putting on another great match. If you put that on the pre-show of this pay-per-view, I wouldn't have been mad.
No, I think we have a heck of a weekend of wrestling. We have SmackDown, which will have some great matches. We have the pay-per-view, the WWE pay-per-view, Clash at Castle. We have an World Collide with the NXT UK and versus NXT. And then we have the company I will not name having their pay-per-view.
But sometimes you forget and do name.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a jam-packed weekend.
It is definitely full on. But we are roughly halfway through the show, so we are going to get into our entrance theme this week. It's not so much of an entrance theme. It's a pay-per-view week. You know what we're going to be playing. That's going to be the theme for this week's pay-per-view, and that's playing for you right about now. And you're back to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and NPR. I'm Grady, he's Josh. Alright, I've left it till last. It's the singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defending against Drew McIntyre.
We have been asking who could do it? Who could knock Roman off the mountaintop? The one person we have said over and over and over we could see doing it was Drew McIntyre. Now is Drew McIntyre's chance to seize the grass ring and become the definitive top guy. The question is will they actually pull the trigger?
I'm voting no.
I am voting yes with a caveat.
Alrighty.
I say Drew does indeed beat Roman Reigns to become the undisputed Universal Champion. However, his title reign will be about 5 minutes long.
Boo.
and out will come Austin Theory, who's getting his name back.
I'm trying to find a piece of paper hurriedly in my house. Oh, here it is. Alright. So, I'm just going to throw out some names, right? And I want you to say yes or no. I've got it written down, so we've got a score sheet here. Will this person appear during the course of this match? Well, the obvious one, Austin Theory. You've already voted yes on that one.
Yes.
I'm going to vote no. I want to vote differently sometimes. Let's go with Karrion Kross.
I will go with after the match, not during it.
After, okay.
Because I will have him be like standing in the entranceway watching Drew falling after he's lost his title.
Fair enough. I'm going to vote yes on Karrion Kross. The Usos.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's not a Roman Reigns title defense if the Usos don't show up, you know? Who else we got? Who else could poke their nose into this match?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Yes, and it'll be the reason Roman Reigns falls to Drew McIntyre.
I agree. I think Sami Zayn will show up. I'll throw out some wild ones. Kevin Owens. He said that Roman Reigns owes him one.
No.
Long shot, 50 million to 1. The Rock.
No. We don't need him to show up until after Royal Rumble.
Trying to think of anybody else. Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater.
No. Solo Sika has more of a chance of showing up than either one.
Look, it'll be funny. Okay then, Solo Sikoa.
No, but he will be in town, so it's possible.
I'll put him on
I'll say
after.
no, but maybe.
Alright, I'll put him as after. Alright, that's a lot of names already going through of people who might show up into this one. Brock Lesnar?
No, I think Brock's going to stay away for a couple months.
I also vote no. There's a shot, there's a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance. Brock could show up unannounced. They've not even have him in the plans. And he shows up and just says, I'm doing something. And does it. Because who the heck is going to tell them otherwise?
Fair enough. Alright, well then, the final prediction you've got at the end of this show, Austin Theory is raising both titles above his head.
Yes.
And I am going Roman Reigns holds both titles. Just to put it out there on the table. Those are our two predictions.
Yeah, that's fair. I think
I don't know what's next.
By the way, Austin Theory turned 25 today in the US. So it would be a nice birthday weekend present. I think you give Drew a brief moment in front of a live crowd, something he didn't get when he won the WWE Championship the first time or the second time. And then so you have him getting the avalanche, and then he gets speared out of his boots, which allows Theory to cash in and become champion.
Last one, Johnny Gargano, yes or no?
No.
Okay. I'm going yes. Alrighty. Well then, talking about all of this NXT stars coming up from there, Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, Solo Sikoa, let's jump over to Worlds Collide. We don't have a whole amount of time, but we can start running through the card. NXT North American Championship, we saw Ricochet coming from the main roster down to challenge Carmelo Hayes.
This will be a banger of a match. I think Hayes retains, because I don't see the point in putting the title on Ricochet.
I agree.
But I think it'll be another step towards Carmelo Hayes becoming the top star in NXT and taking a step towards being known on the main roster.
Yeah. Solid pick. NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, similar sort of situation. Katana Chance, Kaden Carter holding the belts, and then Nikki ASH and Doudrop coming down for a visit.
I don't know. It's the same exact situation with both titles right now. There are two titles with not enough in either division to support one, let alone two. I say screw it. Put the titles on Doudrop and Nikki ASH. They take them to the main roster and unify it with the main titles, and somehow gets involved in Sasha Banks and Naomi just because chaos.
Yeah, it's like there's so many unification matches on this show. Why wasn't this Raquel and Alea coming down to unify them, you know? That's all I'm gonna say. That would have made a lot more sense and would have made both of us quite the happy people.
Yeah.
Alrighty. 3 unification matches. It was your worst nightmare, a fatal 4-way tag team elimination match to unify the NXT Tag Team Championships and the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. The Creed brothers, Brutus Creed and Julius Creed, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions, taking on Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, taking on Gallus, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, taking on Pretty Deadly, Alton Prince and Kit Wilson.
I will say that at least it's an elimination match, so it's different than the triple threats.
That's true.
I'm going to go with Gallus walking out with the titles.
Okay. That's not where I was expecting.
I thought I said that last week, too.
I don't recall. I thought you were on Team Pretty Deadly, but that might have been a want more than a prediction.
Yeah, I'm going with Gallus. I think Gallus becomes the last UK Tag Team Champions by winning this match, which is a fitting end for NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have plenty of opponents lined up for with being the NXT Tag Team Champion.
Yeah.
So I would be fine with any of these except maybe Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, which I like them, but I don't think that they should be the last UK tag team.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to put all my money in, and this is going to be no shocker to anyone, straight into the Creed brothers basket.
Fair.
I'm never going to bet against them, even to my detriment for the last, 5 events before this where they just kept losing and not getting the titles before they got them. I'm going to just keep betting on the Creed brothers. Alright, we got the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT UK Women's Championship. Mandy Rose versus Meiko Satomura versus Blair Davenport. And I think we might align on this one.
We might. This is going to be the match I'm most interested in on this card, because I think it might end up being the best. These 3 women can go. Mandy Rose has improved so much since she joined NXT. And her title reign is nothing to be stopped at. If she wins this match, more power to her. She deserves it with the run she's had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Meiko, honestly. And I don't really know much about Blair either, but I know that she has a following, and I think if Mandy doesn't win, it's Blair. I think Blair walks out with the titles.
I'm putting all my eggs in the Blair Davenport basket.
Yeah. I'm putting 60% of my eggs, with 40% being Mandy Rose.
That's fair.
I'm hedging my bets.
Well, if you are listening to this on our YouTube page, or if you head over to youtube.com/wrestling R&D up, you will find 7 years ago, Grady and Josh sat down, did an interview with a New Zealand wrestler called Amy St. Clair, who eventually went on to be called Bea Priestley, who eventually went on to being called Blair Davenport. She's finally made it. I want that interview to get all the views, and that's why I'm betting my eggs on Blair Davenport.
Yeah.
7 years, the long game here. Nowadays, she probably would not even pick up our call. Alrighty, well, we've only got a short time left, so let's also talk about the NXT Championship being unified with the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Bron Breakker taking on Tyler Bate.
This one is interesting because it is 2 different styles that are going to clash.
Would you say they're going to collide?
Yeah, they will collide. Pun intended. I have gone back and forth with this match, but I think at the end of the day, the NXT champion stands tall. I think Bron Breakker wins the match, and whoever his next opponent is will immediately make their presence known.
They always seem to.
Because that always happens, yeah. Tyler Bate, I think, is a fitting end to the UK lineage. And I think Bron Breakker is still more important as NXT champion right now, unless they are bringing him to the main roster. If they are, which the rumors about the draft has kind of fallen through of late, then yeah, Bates wins. But I think Bron Breakker retains and sets up his next.
I'm with you. Bron Breakker all the way, unified champion, and I really loved what they did this week on NXT, having all the former champions call up or show up to all of the champions throughout the card, basically saying, you'd better win or else. And so there was a bunch of cool moments there with, Gunther, with Tommaso Ciampa, and a bunch of other cool people poking their noses in. So NXT, it's heating up. Make sure you check in to both shows. And if you want to watch AEW, then you don't have to worry either. The times nicely work there. You can sit down and just go completely wrestling comatose with action this weekend. But not us, because we are formally out of time. It's been great talking to you.
Bye, B.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/wrestling R&D up, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/wrestling R&D up, or our YouTube, youtube.com/wrestling R&D up. That includes that Amy St. Clair, Bea Priestley, Blair Davenport interview. And other than that, we will see you next week with the results of those two shows.